Welcome, friends. I'm Jen Hilman. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be showing you some simple foot massage techniques to help relax the body and soothe the mind. I'll also be showing you how to apply some essential oils to the feet to help aid in that process. And I have my lovely friend, Miss CATERINA SUTTIN here as my gracious foot massage model today. And you guys are definitely going to want to check out CATERINA's links below. She's an amazing wire wrapper, incredible jeweler. She's also an out-of-this-world hula hooper, and you are going to love following her pages. So go ahead and click those links. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments below. And with that, we will jump into some relaxing foot massage techniques. So I often like to use essential oils applied directly to the soles of the feet because they absorb quickly into the bloodstream and start circulating throughout the body. Today I am choosing to use Aroma Touch, peppermint, and frankincense. So what I'll do is place a drop of the oil right onto the sole of the foot. Then using my hands, you can just smooth it out, distributing the oil across the sole of the foot. And then I'll just do some palm to sole contact, which is very warming as they feel the heat from the hands permeating into the body. And it only takes about 30 to 45 seconds for these oils to be absorbed into the bloodstream and start circulating through the entire body. And the Aroma Touch blend is the massage blend by doTERRA, so it is specifically formulated to help relax tight muscles, to calm and soothe the mind, and to aid in the process of relaxation. Next, I'm going to use some peppermint oil. I really love peppermint because it is so cooling and anti-inflammatory. So if you are dealing with a chronic or reoccurring pain in any part of the body, you can use this peppermint to help reduce some of that inflammation and help things start to feel better. So again, I'm just using my hands to smooth out the oil, and then I'll take a few moments to connect right at the soles of the feet. Now, some of you have asked and inquired about applying essential oils directly onto the skin. And it's true that some people do have sensitivities, so I find it really good to check in with your clients or your partners before you start working on them to find out if they have any sensitivities. We want to be mindful of that. And the soles of the feet in general, the skin tends to be a little thicker, a little more padded, and so the soles of the feet often are a little less sensitive when it comes to applying oils directly. So this is another benefit of applying oils to the soles of the feet, because you can still get that topical application with less sensitivity or less reaction. So next I'm going to apply frankincense, which is the king of oils. This is a really powerful oil that is good for just about everything. Cooling, soothing, anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, antimicrobial, so it will help cleanse any infections or invaders in the body. And it's a potentiator that helps to increase the healing potential of any other oils that it's used in combination with. So it's great to round out your application with frankincense to just amplify the benefits of the other oils. Now, one other thing I will say about applying the oils directly onto the skin, if your partner or client does have skin sensitivity, you can still use the oils by just creating a small dilution. So you can apply the oils in a carrier oil of almond oil, coconut oil, olive oil, whatever you choose. And then you can apply the essential oils from there. And the carrier oil just helps dilute the potency of the essential oil and also gives those essential oil molecules some nice fatty oil molecules to ride on. So that is our essential oil application. Now from here, your partner is probably already starting to feel kind of relaxed and grounded. So this is a great time to start moving into some of the other foot massage techniques I'm going to show you. So I'm using just a small amount of jojoba oil today for massaging Miss CATERINA's feet. And again, if you are concerned about skin sensitivity, you can apply your carrier oil onto the feet first and then apply your essential oils. And it still acts in that same way of being a carrier that will help dilute the potency of the essential oils. So I'm just taking a moment to apply the oil evenly across the soles of her feet. And one of my favorite opening techniques for foot massage is just using the flat parts of the knuckles. So this creates a very broad pressure. And I'm just going to start from the heels and work my way down to the balls of the feet. So you can see that I'm just giving some little rotations in the hands. That's going to help give me a little more glide as I move down the foot, and it also starts to twist and stretch the fascia in the bottoms of the feet. And you'll notice here that CATERINA's feet are starting to become a little more pink. That is a good sign that we're getting more blood flow and more circulation into the soles of her feet. Now I also like to take this opportunity to do a nice traction pull, which will actually stretch the whole length of the leg and even down into the low back just by working here at the feet. So you can scoop your hands underneath the ankles. For me, I like to kneel down because I'm a bit short, and you'll get a good grip on the tops of the feet with my arms extended and my chest lifted. I'm simply going to lean back. So I'm not pulling with my elbows bent, but rather leaning back with my body weight. So I'm allowing my arms to be extended and just maintaining that steady grip across the top of her foot. And this actually becomes a really nice stretch for me as well. And this traction pull will allow your partner to feel like they got a really relaxing massage all the way up their legs, when really all you did was just work on their feet. It's pretty amazing stuff. So from here, I'm going to move from one side to the other and work on the feet individually. The one technique I like to do that kind of helps maintain a healthy posture for me, so I'm not hunched over the table, is that I'll actually come along the side of the foot that I'm going to work, scooping up under her ankle. I'll place my knee onto the table and just place her foot comfortably on the top of my leg. And this gives it just a little bit of elevation and is also helpful for people whose ankles are tight. If they don't have a lot of mobility in the ankle, this can be a really nice way to support underneath the top of the foot there. Now from here, I'm going to just start to wring out the foot. So I'm bringing my top hand across the heel and using my bottom hand to work in a couple of different points along the rest of the length of the foot, using a kind of twisting motion. So one hand going forward while the other hand presses back. And this will start to mobilize all the little bones and joints in the actual foot itself. So one reason that people can have foot pain is just because there's not a lot of mobility in the foot. And there are actually quite a few small little bones that come together to form the architecture of the foot. So it's good to just mobilize that. And from this position, you have some opportunities to just get into some of that range of motion. So you can kind of play with it, let your hands guide you, and trust your intuition. You can also press down on the ball of the foot, giving them a flexion in the ankle. Bringing my hand across the top of the heel, I'm going to pull down. So this is stretching the sole of the foot. They can also potentially feel a stretch into the back of the ankle or into the calf. And then if I bring my knee into play and start to lean the weight of my leg towards the end of the table, then she's going to feel more of a traction pull all the way down the length of the leg. So this is a pretty great maneuver and uses very little effort on my part, so you can get great pressure and apply a wonderful stretching technique with minimal effort on your part, which of course we want to try and save our hands and save our energy so we can serve lots of people. Now I'm just going to make a slight rotation, turning my hips at an angle downward. I'm still supporting underneath her ankle, but this gives me a little bit better positioning to work into the soles of her feet. So I'm using my thumbs here to start to trace some lines, just alternating back and forth, really focusing my attention along the arch of the sole of her foot. So working from the heel up to the ball of the foot. If you notice any areas that are tight, which you can sometimes feel like ropey or knotty or kind of gravelly in there. So, people can have all kinds of tension in their feet. This is a great way to be able to start to smooth that out. It's also nice to work along this outer arch or the outer edge of the foot. Sometimes people will tend to bear more weight along the outer edge, and so these muscles can get really tight, doing a lot of work. And then you can come down into the ball of the foot and just mobilize the spaces in between the toes. So again, part of that chronic foot pain, that plantar fasciitis and different foot issues is a lack of mobility in the foot. So anything we can do to help loosen up all of that connective tissue and bring more mobility into the sole of the foot is always going to be so good. Right? So we just stretch it out. I think it's great to work along the heel because, again, the heel is taking the brunt of the work. It's taking all of your weight with every single step. So we don't think about our heels becoming tight, but in fact they do. So I like to squeeze the heel. I'm using the tips of my thumbs here to just walk around, kind of poking around, feeling in there, giving good pressure, kind of stimulating some of those points along the bottom of the foot. And then once you feel complete with one side, we can get ready to transition to the second side. So I'm just going to gently lift her foot, slide my leg off the table, maybe give one more little traction pull, and gently place the foot down. Then we can move to the second side. So coming over to the second side, I'm going to step to the side of the foot that I'm working on. Then I'm bringing this is going to be my top leg, the leg that's closest to the head. That's going to give me the most maneuverability as opposed to using this other knee, but it will work either way. You can experiment and see what works for you. Then scooping up the foot, I'll just slide my knee underneath, and now I have a great level to work on this foot. So starting with my hands, we're doing that wringing out motion with one hand at the heel and the other hand working various points on the foot. And remember, we're doing that kind of wringing motion. You can play with going in both directions, and you will definitely be able to feel where your partner is tight, where the range of motion is limited. CATERINA is very active and healthy and mobile, so her feet are really, really loose. She's got a lot of mobility in here, and you will not always see that with every person. So you've got to just work with the person that's on the table. And once you wring that foot out a few times, you can bring your hand to the ball of the foot, the opposite hand across the top of the heel. Begin to press. I'm pressing down with the bottom hand and pulling back with the top hand. So really working that flexion of the foot, reaching through the heel. Then we can take it one step further by bringing this knee involved, leaning my weight towards the foot of the table. So now she's going to get more of that traction all the way down the length of the leg. And you can feel where it reaches the edge. You go all the way to the edge of the stretch and gently release back. And you can release the stretch just as slowly as you went into it, so we don't just snap back. We want to ease in and ease out. Okay, so we do some of that nice broad motion. Feels great. Stretching, getting that mobility happening. Then I'm going to change my angle slightly, turning my hips at an angle to the table. And I'm still able to support her foot. And now I'm facing the foot more directly so that I can start to use my thumbs and work the inner arch. And some people will have kind of a collapsed arch. You yourself may have more of a flat foot. And especially for those people, it's really important that we work diligently along that arch and break up any tight places, any points of tension. We want to work through those and encourage the architecture of that inner arch. We want to try and encourage the shape of that arch as much as possible, because that arch in the foot is intelligently designed to help us walk upright, to be able to absorb the shock of every single step or jumping or running. So the best we can maintain the architecture of the foot, the better that foot is going to function for us. So coming all the way down to the balls of the feet, making circles with my thumbs. You can also work on mobilizing the spaces in between the toes, right? So we want to get that foot really flexible and mobile. And you can trust your hands, trust your intuition. Don't worry too much about doing it right. Really just feel what you feel and be absorbed by the experience of what you're feeling in your hands, what you're seeing with your eyes. Just allow yourself to be present. And then if you're unsure or if you're brand new, ask for feedback from your partner. Does this feel good? How's this pressure? Do you like it if I do this or if I do that? Getting feedback from the person you're massaging is one of our most powerful ways to learn and get better. So I'm coming up to the heel now. You can use your thumbs to explore around the heel, giving good firm pressure. I wouldn't say this is deep tissue or deep pressure, but I'm definitely giving her, a good 30 to 40% pressure as I walk my thumbs around. And then you can squeeze it out a little bit, keep the blood circulating through there. All right, we can work that outer edge of the foot. I notice a couple little crunchy places in there. You can spend a little extra time massaging that out if you notice anything in particular. And one thing I will mention, if you do find what feels like knots or like little pebbles in the foot, those areas are likely to be a bit extra sensitive. So when you are working into those particular points, they're like trigger points, just be mindful that your pressure is, manageable for the person on the table. So once we work that foot, I'm going to gently slide my leg out of the way. Coming back onto both feet. Can give her a little traction pull. And I'll come back around and just finish with a nice grounding moment, palm to sole, which it's something so simple. You wouldn't think that it would feel so good, but be sure and trade with your partner so you can both have this experience, and you will feel just that palm to sole connection is very, very grounding. It's very warming, it's soothing, such a great connection point. And when you feel complete, you can gently slide your hands away. And don't forget to give a moment of gratitude for your partner, your friend, your client, and for the ability to share through our healing touch. So thanks so much for following along. I hope you learned something new today. Comment below and let me know what you learned, or if you have any questions about the techniques that I showed you today. Don't forget to check out Miss CATERINA SUTTIN. You're going to love getting to know her, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Namaste. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've been enjoying these new videos and that you've had a chance to subscribe to the new channel. Now, I am so excited about the year ahead, and I have an incredible new program I can't wait to share with you. If you have been struggling with chronic or reoccurring pain for the last year, 2 years, or even more, or if you've seen all the doctors, but nobody seems to be able to really find a problem, or if you've gotten onto expensive prescription medications that seem to be causing more problems than they're solving, then you are going to love my all-new pain-free lifestyle revolution. And as a gift for the new year, I am now offering my one-on-one wellness overview strategy session, normally valued at $500, as a complimentary gift from me to you. Now, my time is limited, so I will not be able to schedule a call with every single person, but if you go ahead and click the link below, you can fill out a quick survey that will determine if you qualify to receive this free gift and find out if the new pain-free lifestyle revolution is right for you. So if you are sick and tired of the runaround, if you are tired of being held back by the pain in your life, if you are ready to take the next step to truly overcoming your pain, don't wait. Click the link below and schedule your strategy session with me today.